Hi Taurus, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your May 2019 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, and Taurus Rising signs. So Taurus, happy birthday. And if you had a birthday in April, happy birthday Taurus. Alright, so for this reading, I am using the Everyday Witch Tarot, Taurus. I'm also, though, going to be pulling you a career-focused oracle, a love and relationship-focused oracle, and then a health and well-being-focused oracle. Alright, Taurus, for the month of May 2019, what does Taurus need to know? The Chariot. Okay, so some of you empowered in the driver's seat. You could be physically traveling, Taurus, here in the month of May. Others, you know, maybe you're taking control, steering this chariot in a new direction. Some of you are moving towards maybe a victory. Let's see if it comes back out in the spread, Taurus. Alright, just wanted to get a nice shuffle for you guys. Alright. All right, Taurus, so the overall energy for you guys for the month of May is the High Priestess. All right, Taurus, so High Priestess, definitely listen to your intuition. The High Priestess is someone who's very quiet. I view her as like a quiet manifester. She's also someone who plays her cards close to her chest. She's very mysterious. So, I mean, some of you Taurians could be coming off like that. You could be keeping something to yourself. For some of you, you might even be keeping to yourself more here in the month of May. Yeah, let's take a look at what's underneath it, Taurus. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. We have the Devil here. Now, if I remember correctly, Taurus, I don't know if it was one of the weeklies that I did for you guys recently. Recently, I did some readings where there was like a Capricorn-Taurus connection. So that might have been in one of the weeklies that I did. It could have even been with maybe the Love Tarot forecast I do over on Vimeo. Could be the monthly that I did for April. I do so many readings, Taurus, so it's hard for me to remember, but this is interesting because you do have some similar energies to Capricorn. I just did the Capricorn reading. And so here we have the High Priestess with the Devil. And so the Devil can represent the sign of Capricorn. So there definitely could be that Taurus-Capricorn connection. But the Devil can represent you feeling stuck, Taurus. Stuck in some way. Underneath that, we have the Five of Cups here. So for some of you, maybe you felt stuck or trapped, or like you didn't have any control or power like within a situation. Now, when I was shuffling, we had the Chariot pop out. So for some of you in the month of May, you're taking back that power. Now, maybe you're going to be doing things quietly here because we have the High Priestess as the overall energy. Right at the center, we do have the Six of Wands crossed by the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. So I almost said 10 of Cups. So some Taurians, you're definitely moving towards getting into a relationship. The High Priestess is also a 2, and now we have another 2 here. And I was saying the 10 of Cups. So some of you could be moving towards getting into a relationship. Others, you could actually maybe be taking a relationship to the next level. 6 of Wands, though, is victory. It's success. It's you feeling proud of yourself. It's also you, Taurus. And this is right at the start of the month. For some of you, you're the center of attention here. There could be some sort of acknowledgement that's coming to you. You might be the center of attention here right at the start of the month. Now, I mentioned I had that Chariot card. Now, the Chariot's like the ultimate victory card, Taurus. And now we have the 6 of Wands. So that's 2 cards of victory, of success for you guys for May. So some Taurians, you're definitely going to be successful. If you're moving down a new path, I think it's the right path. What's needed here right at the start of the month is you moving forward confidently. And some of you with this Devil here, you're maybe taking back your power. You could be leaving behind something that was no longer serving you with the Devil. Now, that could be anything. That could be thinking negatively. That could be a bad habit. That could be a toxic relationship or a work environment. Anything that you've outgrown, anything that's not good for you any longer. It's no longer serving you. Here we have the 2 of Cups. So I think that some of you on the love front, you're being noticed here. So some Taurians, you might be moving towards getting into a relationship. Other Taurians, you're maybe taking it to the next level. If you're dating someone with the High Priestess, you could be dating a Capricorn. The High Priestess, again, is someone who's quiet. Someone who's quiet, someone who keeps things to herself. So that's very interesting. At your foundation, I have the 8 of Wands. And so 8 of Wands could have been messages prior, Taurus, that were significant. For those of you that this is on the love front, maybe it was text messages, emails. There could have been messages going back and forth. Also for me, the 8 of Wands is like things happening all of a sudden, the energy picking up, the energy shifting in a positive way. So for some of you, maybe something began very suddenly. A relationship could have began very suddenly. Maybe some of you heard from someone. We do have the Magician in the recent past. And the Magician is someone who already has everything he needs to be successful, Taurus. He has all the tools, all the skills, all the resources, everything he needs to be successful. So some of you Taurians could have been using those resources. Maybe you were reaching out to someone. For some of you, you could have been working with someone else here with the 2 of Cups, making some changes with the Magician, or manifesting new beginnings for yourself. The Magician is someone who's incredibly creative. So maybe some of you were making some moves, making some changes here prior, but this is what led you, Taurus, to this success with the 6 of Wands. And then crowning you with the 7 of Wands. So that's interesting. 7 of Wands is that fighter spirit, that warrior spirit. This is someone who's not saying no. This is someone who is, they're not backing down. They're not going to settle. They're not going to compromise. They're not going to give up. So this is someone who is like ready and willing to fight for what it is that they want. They're ready to go to battle. So yeah, for some of you, you're not giving up. This is that very passionate energy, very courageous, very passionate. For some of you, you might want something so much that you're willing to like take on the world. You know what I mean? Like you want something so much. With the 7 of Wands here, you're going for it. You see a lot of wands with we have the 6, the 7, and the 8. So that's interesting, along with the Magician. And then we have the Knight of Cups here around the second week. The Knight of Cups energy around the second week. So for some of you, we have this 2 of Cups. Now we have the Knight of Cups. So love coming in, an offer of love coming to you, Taurus, around the second week. So yeah, some of you Taurians, if you're single, you might be the center of attention here right at the start of the month. And some of you Taurians are moving towards a relationship. The timing might not be exactly right for those of you that are single right at the start of the month. I mean, the timing is right, but as far as like getting into the relationship, it might take a little bit of time here. And so you might be noticed here at the start of the month. And then around the second week is maybe when some of you are being asked out, or if you're interested in someone, Taurus, you could be asking them out with the Knight of Cups. Sometimes for me, the Knight of Cups can be like someone that you know, someone that you already know, someone that's around you. So for some of you, this could be like a friend that's coming forward. This could be someone you work with that's coming forward. For some of you, this is someone that you already know that's maybe interested in you, and they could be asking you out. For those of you that you have a history with someone, this could be someone coming forward, saying sorry. For me, the Knight of Cups can come forward with any sort of like romantic offer, or you know, something coming from a deeper place, so something very meaningful. So that can be like an apology or something like that for those of you that you are already partnered. But there's an offer of love. There's an offer of love, or an offer that's coming in for you, Taurus, around the second week that's exciting for you. Those of you that it's not love, it's exciting. And it's something that's going to make you very happy. And then in the position of your power, Taurus, I have the Nine of Pentacles. So some of you, I mean, you're in a good place. This is you living comfortably with the Nine of Pentacles. For some of you Taurians that I'm reading for, you're very comfortable, or you will be around the third week. This is someone who's financially very secure. They're successful. They've worked very hard. They have a lot to show for themselves. So yeah, some of you Taurians that I'm reading for, you know, you might be incredibly successful. Maybe you've even started a business here prior, but you're in a good place. And maybe some of you Taurians, because the Nine of Pentacles for me is a very independent energy, maybe some of you that I'm reading for, you might have been very focused on yourself, your career, maybe not so focused on love, more focused on your finances and bettering yourself. And maybe we have love knocking at your door here for some of you here in the month of May. And what's interesting is we have this Knight of Cups that's coming in, this offer that's coming in for some of you, and in the position of how those around you, friends, family, for me it's normally people close to you, how they're viewing you. I do have the Seven of Cups. So this is you having a lot to choose from, Taurus. So some of you have a lot of choices in front of you. So because some of you Taurians are doing so well here, you're very successful. I mean, you might have like a lot of suitors, a lot of people trying to get to know you, a lot of people that are interested in you, Taurus, around this time. And so, you know, for some of you, this could be like adding to those offers that you already have for some of you on the love front. Other Taurians, if this is on the job front, around this time is when you're looking at those choices, those options, but you might have a lot to choose from here. So needing to narrow it down, needing to look at things closely, needing to be realistic, Taurus, with this dreamy sort of energy. For me, the Seven of Cups can even be like a scattered sort of energy. And again, this is how others are viewing you. So just keep that in mind. Not seeing someone or not seeing something clearly, that's a possibility. Yeah, needing to be realistic and needing to look at things very closely. I'm just seeing what else I'm getting here with this. So we actually have, let's see, we have a couple of sevens here, or excuse me, we have 3 sevens here, Taurus, in the spread. We have a couple of 6s. We have 2 2s, 2 6s, 3 7s. So for some of you, you're definitely dealing with divine timing. But maybe Maybe the number 7 has some sort of significance for some of you. You actually have, you have a 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, we have a 1. So for some of you Taurians that I'm reading for, I mean, you could be nearing the end to a cycle here. For some of you, it is a general reading, but you could be nearing the end to a cycle, Taurus. Maybe dealing with some divine timing, definitely. Now, what's interesting is in the hopes and fears, I have the 7 of Swords. But this isn't happening. This is an energy that's coming in. It's in the hopes and fears position. So 7 of Swords obviously can be someone who's fearing getting caught, if they've been sneaking around, if they've been trying to get away with something. Obviously that can be a fear. But for me, this can also be some of you Taurians like fearing that your suspicions are correct, because the 7 of Swords for me is a suspicious energy, especially when we have it with the 7 of Cups. And so maybe some of you Taurians with the High Priestess is the overall energy. You could have been watching someone, and this could be you fearing that your suspicions are correct. It's definitely a possibility, because we do see a partnership or relationship that's significant here for some of you. 7 of Swords isn't always negative though. It's a risky energy for me. It can be someone who's kind of going at it alone, someone who's taking action, someone who's paving their own way. They might take like big risk, big gambles. And so of course that can be what some of you are hoping for. We do have this independent energy here in the position of your power. So maybe some of you have been working on something alone. Maybe your partner wants to get in on that, but maybe some of you are just, you know, very focused on maybe completing something by yourself, Taurus. For those of you that are already partnered. And that can be with business, or that could be, you know, with you know, a romantic partnership as well. What's interesting is the energy that we have here going into June. We have the Lovers card. And so again, obviously for some of you, a relationship that's significant. Now, maybe some of you Taurians that are in a relationship, or you've gotten into a new relationship here in May, you might have a decision or a choice that's needed, that you have to make at this time. Now, some of you have a lot of suitors or a lot of choices in love, and so maybe you're narrowing it down here by the end of the month. Maybe you're going to just maybe date one person, or some of you could be maybe moving towards a commitment with someone. Other Taurians, you know, you might have to make a decision, or if you were waiting on a decision, you could be receiving a decision here at this time. The sign of Gemini also could be significant for some of you. But let's do some clarifying. We will take a look at this 7 of Wands, which is crowning you, which for me is that warrior spirit. It's definitely a very courageous, passionate energy, someone who's standing their ground, someone who's not giving up. But we will clarify the 7 of Wands for Taurus here for the month of May, Taurus. Okay, and I also want to take a look at the 7 of Cups here, which is in the position of how others are viewing you. So maybe for some of you around this time, you could be coming off a little bit out of your element. I mean, you're a very grounded, you know, earthy sign, Taurus. I mean, 7 of Cups, that scattered sort of energy, that's definitely not like a Taurus. And so, yeah, maybe you have a lot to choose from here at this time. You might have a lot going on. Or maybe some of you just have to look really closely at someone or something here at this time. Those choices for some of you. Okay, so looking at the Seven of Wands, clarifying the Seven of Wands, I have the Hanged Man, the Empress, and the Sun. And so Seven of Wands energy with the Hanged Man. So Hanged Man can be that limbo period, that period of suspense. So some of you maybe waiting to give birth to something new, something that would be incredibly rewarding for you. So for some Taurian women that I'm reading for, I mean, obviously this might have something to do with a child or you conceiving. Maybe some of you that are already in a relationship, we do have the Two of Cups here. Maybe you guys have been trying to get pregnant. And obviously for some of you, you're not giving up on that dream anytime soon. The Hanged Man is just a temporary wait. And we have the Empress here with the Sun. So there's success with this. So, you know, hang in there. Don't give up on your dreams. For some of you, you could be hearing something here around the second week. But this is success. There's going to be success with this. For some of you, if there is like a little bit of a wait, or if you are taking a step back and looking at the larger picture, there will be definitely clarity. There will be enlightenment for you. For some of you, this might have something to do with a woman in your life. For some of you. And then here, looking at this Seven of Cups, Taurus, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and then the Six of Swords. So we see you around the third week looking at these choices, looking at these options. So I think that some of you are narrowing it down here. We see you moving forward. Six of Swords, which is mentally, you know, you're mentally prepared, you're moving on, you're focused on the future. So some of you are narrowing it down. You just have a lot of choices here in front of you. Now, could be letting go of one or two or some of these choices or things. I feel like for some of you it's things, because I feel like for some Taurians, this is you having a lot on your plate at this time. And so I feel like for some of you, this is you maybe letting go of some of those things that you have going on. But it's nothing major here. We see you in a good place. So those of you that on the job front, you might be in like a higher position, because Nine of Pentacles can speak about that status. So some of you, you know, maybe if you work for a large company and if you're like a higher up within that company, maybe you're releasing like some of your responsibilities, something like that for some of you. You could be sharing the workload, because Four of Pentacles, I feel like for some of you, are going to be letting go of certain things. And for me, Four of Pentacles can speak about control. And here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, for some of you, I feel like that's what's going on here. Those of you that were looking for a new job, you might be landing that job here. You might have a job offer coming in around the second week. You might have to travel for work here. So I think that some of you have an option that's coming in, an offer that's coming in. You might have to travel for work. And maybe that's something you didn't want to do, but you're looking at those choices. So some of you are weighing those options here. And then here at the end of the month with the Lovers card, you could be making your mind up at that time, Taurus. So overall, you know, I feel like it's going to be a very positive month for you guys. Yeah, financially, things are looking good. We have some very passionate energy here, but financially, things are looking good. Make sure you're listening to your intuition here. For some of you, we do have love coming in, but let's focus on career. So I'm using the Life Purpose Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, focusing on career for the month of May for Taurus. All right, so these two wanted to come out. We can look at this one as well. All right. So focusing on love and relationships for Taurus for the month of May. Love and relationship matters for Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for the month of May? And this is the Romance Angel Oracle card by Doreen, Oracle cards, excuse me, by Doreen Virtue. All right, Taurus for the month of May. And as always, Taurus, over on Vimeo, I do have the Love Tarot forecast for the month of May over there. That link is below if that's something you're interested in. Here we go. Okay, and then focusing on health and well-being, and this is the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards for Taurus for the month of May. Taurus. Interesting. Okay. All right, Taurus. So let's take a look here. These two cards wanted to come out. So, wow, very nice. We have infinite abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose, Taurus. And for me, this is just like very much Taurian energy as well. You know, it looks like she's outside. Her hair is blowing in the wind. You know, she's got these flowers, you know, and she's got all of these fruits and vegetables here. This is, for me, it's like a very Taurian card. So, infinite abundance, beautiful. We do have this Nine of Pentacles here, Taurus, in the position of your power. That's very nice. We do have let go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting because here, around the third week, we see you looking at those choices, Taurus. But Four of Pentacles, I mentioned that this for me speaks about control, and I felt like some of you are kind of releasing control or responsibilities, something. You're looking at options. You're maybe weighing the options here. You're focused on maybe something new. For some of you, it's like letting go. So it doesn't have to be anything serious, but for some of you, it certainly could be like you leaving a job for another job. Maybe you're going to travel for work. But if that's the case, this combination is very, very good. And then we have nutrition. Healing work with your culinary skills. Okay. Nutrition. So paying attention to what you eat. Paying attention to what you eat. For some of you, that's maybe needed here in May. And I'm just going to skip over here to this. This is health and well-being. We have alternative medicine. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to ideal healing treatment modality and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for my well-being. So we have alternative medicine, and that's why I wanted to come over here, because we have the nutrition card. So if you're a Taurus that was maybe dealing with something, allergies, I mean, it could be literally anything, maybe paying attention to what you're putting into your body. For some of you, that's needed. Others, if you've been dealing with something, there might be like an alternative here. So yeah, it could be, you know, some sort of food that's going to help you or something you can drink. For some of you, there might be like an alternative, or maybe you need to look at the alternatives here in May if you've had something going on. So that's interesting. This is an interesting combination. And then focusing on love and relationships, we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So those of you that are in a relationship, the High Priestess can be someone who's a little passive. And so those of you that are in a relationship, maybe you've been a little passive. Maybe at some point, you know, if something's bothering you, Taurus, maybe you need to sit down with your partner. Others, maybe you need to tell someone how you feel. Those of you that are getting into a new relationship, maybe you need to sit down with someone. Maybe you need to express yourself. For those of you that someone new is coming in, or you're taking it to, you know, the next level, Taurus. For some of you, communication is what's needed. All right, Taurus. So I hope that you found this reading helpful. Again, I want to wish you guys a very happy birthday. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you are interested in having a private reading, please check out northeasttarot.com. Have a great month, guys.